welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello everyone, I am Mike.
And I am Karen. Today we are looking at part A of About Your Health. And we're in the waiting area. So I guess we're probably visiting the doctor?
I'm just checking my health. I'm alive.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
Do you have any other symptoms? Like,
No.
do you have a sore throat?
No.
Headache?
No, head's fine. In fact, I was just thinking, I haven't really been very sick recently.
That's good.
Yeah, I got through, I think, I shouldn't say it too loud. I got through most of the winter and spring without catching a cold.
Well, I guess you're taking a good care of your body, right?
Or I'm just lucky. But we're all lucky, actually, to live here in Taiwan, where it's very easy to take care of your health. There are clinics in every neighborhood, hospitals all around, and of course, with our wonderful little card, we don't have to pay for much. So that's a wonderful thing. But yes, it does happen. You will get sick. You might have to see a doctor. Hopefully, it's not too serious. And the first thing you have to do is what we're going to be doing in our first dialogue, waiting.
That's true. But luckily, like you said, in Taiwan, I don't think we have to wait for a very long time. But whereas maybe in Canada or in the United States, you might have to wait for a long time and you have to pay a lot of money, right?
Waiting and paying, that's no fun. So let's stay sick in Taiwan. No, let's not. Let's just stay in Taiwan and be very happy we live here. And if we have health problems, and we hope you don't, but if you do, get yourself to the doctor, just like our friends Jonas and Florence in our first dialogue. So let's see what's going on with them.
Uh-oh. Are you catching a cold?
Let's go to the dialogue. Jonas and Florence are waiting to see a doctor.
Thanks for taking me to see a doctor and keeping me company.
Don't mention it. Besides, you can't see very well with that big sty.
Yeah, it's really painful. It's also putting pressure on my eye.
Hey, stop scratching your arm. You're making the red spots bigger.
All right, so yes, our dialogues for the next 3 days are about your health. In other words, staying healthy. And in the first one, we are waiting. It says in the waiting area. Now, an area might be a smaller part of a bigger room. So this could be in a hospital or something like that. Or we can also call it in the waiting room. So they'll have chairs, maybe some old magazines, and you just sit there and you wait for your number, or you wait for them to call your name. Then it will be your turn to see the doctor. And that is what our two characters are doing.
That's right. We have two characters today, and they are Jonas and Florence. So Jonas and Florence are waiting to see a doctor. And hopefully, they don't have to wait for a very long time.
Yes, hopefully not more than 10 or 20 minutes. That might be about normal. But anyways, as they're waiting, Jonas and Florence are having a conversation, and Jonas begins by saying, "Thanks for taking me to see a doctor and keeping me company." All right, so that's very nice of him to say. We can guess that Jonas is the guy that is not feeling very well. He needs to see the doctor, and Florence is coming along. Maybe she's seen this doctor before. She knows this doctor. It's like, oh, I know a good doctor. You should come with me. And of course, she is keeping him company. She is just going with him to somewhere he needs to go, but she's going along just to be there to be a friend.
That's right. So now Florence says, don't mention it. So when she says don't mention it, it just means don't worry about it. You know, I'm happy to help you.
No problem.
And then she says, besides, you can't see very well with that big sty. Ooh, so what does it mean? Well, a sty, basically, that just means like the swelling in your eye, usually on your eyelid.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a back bacterial infection.
It's an eye pimple.
Exactly, and then it hurts. Exactly.
It does, yeah.
But it might affect the way you see things, so that's why she says you cannot see very, very well. Okay, so we're looking at this adverb here, besides. Besides means also or in addition to something else, or something except for. It adds more information or mentions the only thing that is different. An example sentence would be, we can't go to the park right now. Besides, it looks like it's going to rain.
Okay, 2 good reasons there to not go to the park. Well, we have 1 good reason to go to Tina, and that's to learn about grammar and vocabulary. Yay!
Hello, I'm Tina. 今天的对话是 Florence 陪 Jonas 去看医生，因为 Jonas 长针眼了，让他看不太清楚。我们来看看对话里提到的单字。Besides 副词，而且此外。The show was wonderful. Besides, the ticket was not expensive. 这场表演很棒，而且票价不贵。我们再来看一下文法。Keep somebody company 陪伴某人。Company 在这里是不可数名词，意思是陪伴。举例来说 I like to keep my grandparents company on weekends. 我喜欢在周末陪伴我的祖父母。Don't mention it 不客气。Mention 指的是提及谈到，也可以说 You're welcome, anytime, it's nothing 来表达。我们来看看这个对话。Thank you for helping me with my homework. 谢谢你帮我一起完成作业。Don't mention it 不客气。接着回到对话当中。
Okay, we are back. We're still in the waiting room at the doctor's office with Jonas and Florence. Jonas, poor Jonas, he has a sty, which is this kind of bump. It's kind of like a pimple. It's on your eyelid, the skin around your eye, not your actual eye itself. But it can become quite big. It can hurt. And also you should be very careful, like with a pimple. Don't squeeze it or anything. You should see a doctor, leave it alone. It will take care of itself. But definitely a trip to the doctor's office might be good. And for Jonas, yes, this is a good idea because he says, yeah, it's really painful. Ouch. It's also putting pressure on my eye because it's kind of a bump, so it's pushing in on his eye. And often you can't really open your eye all the way. You know, it's kind of uncomfortable. And it also doesn't look very nice. But definitely he would be worried because it is a bit painful. When something is painful, another way of saying that would be saying it hurts. Okay, my arm is painful. My arm hurts. I have pain in this part of my body. It is causing me to feel ouch. That's all we're saying. So if you fall down and scrape your knee, that's painful. If you bump your arm on a door, that can be painful. If you break your leg, oh my gosh, that could be really painful. It could hurt you a lot. All right, so let's get back to Jonas. Whoa, it seems that his eye sty, the sty in his eye, might not be his only problem.
Because right now, Florence says, hey, stop scratching your arm. You're making the red spots bigger. So I'm guessing that Jonas got a red spot on his arm as well. So he has the sty on his eyelid, and he has the red spot on his arm. And then if you scratch it, usually, sometimes you would make the spot bigger and more itchy. So when it feels itchy, try not to scratch, right?
Yes, it can be hard, but you're right. If you scratch it, it will just make it worse. Well, someone who is here to make it all better is Tina. So let's go chat with her one more time.
Jonas 的眼睛真的很痛，而且有压迫感。Florence 还对他说：“别再抓你的手臂了。”原来 Jonas 手臂上也长了疹子。好，我们来看一下单字 Painful 形容词，疼痛的。The cut on my finger is very painful. 我手指上的伤口非常疼痛。接着回到对话当中。
Thank you you, Tina. And now we are back. So far from our dialogue, we know that Jonas is having some health problems. He has the sty on his eyelid and his arm has red spots, and we don't know why, right?
We do not know why because we are not doctors, but we will all be back with Jonas and Florence and his medical problems right after this break.
I can't help it. They're very itchy.
Well, your hands aren't clean and you might make the problem worse.
I don't want to do that.
I just hope the doctor can find the cause of your problems and treat them.
Welcome back, everyone. So from the first part of our dialogue, we know that Jonas is having some problems and Florence is being a really good friend because she is keeping him company, right? Making sure that he is okay. So he got the sty on his eyelid, the red spot on his arm. So what is going to happen right now?
Well, hopefully Jonas will stop scratching. Remember, that's what he was doing. These red bumps or red spots on his arm are very itchy. They make him want to scratch it. He was doing that, and Florence is like, don't do that. You're just going to make it worse. And back in our dialogue, Jonas says, I can't help it. Yeah, sometimes when it's something itchy on your body, you're scratching. You know you probably shouldn't, but it feels so good. And when you stop, it just starts to become very itchy again. That's his problem. So he says, I can't help it. I can't stop myself from doing this. I just really want to. And he says, why? Yeah, there, the little red spots or this area of his arm, whatever he's talking about, they're very itchy. It's very itchy there. The spots are very itchy. He's just uncomfortable, and so he's using his fingernails to scratch his skin.
And I think a lot of us feel the same way whenever we get like mosquito bites or some kind of allergy, right?
A rash.
Yeah, exactly. So what does Florence say now? She says, well, your hands aren't clean and you might make the problem worse. And that is definitely true because when your hands are not clean, there's maybe bacteria and germs. And when you're scratching, there might be broken skin and the bacteria and the germs can go inside your body to make the problem worse. And you don't want to do that, right?
Exactly the same reason you shouldn't squeeze your sty or your pimples either. Your dirty fingers can make the problem worse. You can get an infection and then it will become a lot harder to get better. So just leave it alone and see that doctor as soon as possible. Let's go see Tina as soon as possible. How about right now?
Jonas 猛抓手臂上的疹子 ，Florence 告诉他，如果手不干净，可能会让病情恶化。但我真的懂 Jonas， 疹子发痒的时候真的忍不住啊。对话里刚刚提到的文法，我们看一下。Somebody can't help it， 某人忍不住。Can't help 是固定的用法，表示忍不住。我们来看看这个例句。Mia laughed when she saw the funny cat. She just couldn't help it. Mia 看到那只搞笑的猫就笑了，她就是忍不住。接着回到对话当中。
All right, back to our dialogue. Well, he knows it's probably not good, but he's scratching his itchy spots. It just feels so much better. But yes, as Florence said, don't do that. Your hands aren't clean. You could make the problem worse. You could get an infection or something more serious. And so Jonas, he's listening to her advice and he realizes she is telling the truth. What she is saying makes sense. So he says, oh, I don't want to do that, right? So hopefully he stops scratching because no, I don't want to make the problem worse.
That's right. Florence is being a really good friend here, giving really good advice. So now she says, I just hope the doctor can find the cause of your problems and treat them. And that is the reason why you want to go to the doctor, right? You want to find out the reason, the cause. So what does it mean when I say cause? That's a noun. A cause is the reason or thing that makes something happen. For example, the cause of the fire was a dropped match, and we want to find out why it happened, right? So we want to find out the reason. We want to find out the cause. So he will be able to treat the problem.
Yes, and when you treat something, you take care of something, especially if it's a medical problem. If you're sick in some kind of way and you take medicine, you are being treated with that medicine. If you go to a doctor, they will give you the medicine, figure out what's wrong with you. The doctor and the nurses and all the people there are there to treat you. They can treat you by giving you medicine or maybe do something different, right? If you hurt your muscles, they might treat that by giving you massages or giving you exercises. Anyway, they're trying to take care of something, handle something, and help you get better so that you can feel 100% as soon as possible. So there you go, guys. I think we're going to hope that Jonas gets the right treatment. He's treated well for his medical problems. Plural, he has two. But for us, that's all the time we have. So let's go over to Tina one more time.
Florence 希望医生能找出 Jonas 的病因，真希望 Jonas 能尽快康复。那刚刚对话里提到的这个单字 cause 名词起因 The cause of the fire was a broken wire 火灾的起因是一根断掉的电线 Wire 指的就是电线 Treat 动词治疗 The doctor treated the boy's cut with a bandage 医生用绷带处理男孩的伤口Bandage 指的就是绷带。接着回到对话当中。
Thank you, Tina. And now we are back. So we've taken a look at our dialogue today, and we know that they've been waiting in the doctor's, the waiting area, trying to find out what the problem is, but they haven't seen the doctor yet. So let's hope the doctor will be able to find out the cause and treat the problem.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful too, because a sty and an itchy skin rash, those itchy red bumps, those are pretty common things, right? People get those for different reasons. So hopefully, yes, as you said, Jonas will be feeling 100% better very, very soon, right after he sees the doctor even. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We're going to have more on the topic of visiting the doctor tomorrow. So stay well, stay healthy, and come back and join us for that.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Jonas and Florence are waiting to see a doctor.
Thanks for taking me to see a doctor and keeping me company.
Don't mention it. Besides, you can't see very well with that big sty.
Yeah, it's really painful. It's also putting pressure on my eye.
Hey, stop scratching your arm. You're making the red spots bigger.
I can't help it. They're very itchy.
Well, your hands aren't clean and you might make the problem worse.
I don't want to do that.
I just hope the doctor can find the cause of your problems and treat them.
最后我们来复习一下今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分 Besides 副词而且此外 Painful 形容词疼痛的 Cause 名词起因 Treat 动词治疗文法的部分 Keep somebody company 陪伴某人 Ben kept Jerry company until her dad picked her up Ben 陪着 Jerry 一直到他爸爸来接他Don't mention it 不客气 You were a big help to me. Thanks. 你帮了我大忙，谢啦。Don't mention it. 不客气。Somebody can't help it. 某人忍不住。Larry bites his nails when he's nervous. He can't help it. Larry 紧张时会忍不住咬指甲。以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法。那我们下一课再见喽，拜拜。
I cannot believe I blamed the whole thing on Jenna, and it turns out it was all my fault.
Looks like it's time to eat humble pie.
Humble pie? What pie?
No, it just means to admit that you were wrong and apologize.
Oh, I know. As tough as it's going to be, all I can do is own up to it and tell her that I'm sorry.
Exactly. It's not pleasant, but given the trouble that Jenna went through with the boss, it's the right thing to do.
You're right. I'm going to go apologize to her now. Hey everyone, today's idiom is eat humble pie.
Right. It means admitting you were wrong and apologizing, usually after you are sure you were right.
The phrase comes from humble pie, a medieval dish made from the less desirable parts of a deer. It was often eaten by lower classes.
As humble fell out of use, the phrase became humble pie, keeping a similar sound and the same meaning of humility and concession.
Here's an example. After realizing her mistake, she had to eat humble pie and apologize to the team.
Or he underestimated his opponent and had to eat humble pie when she came out on top.
So next time, think twice before acting too confident, or you might end up eating humble pie yourself.
Right, and that's all for today. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.